Hello and welcome to marketing91.com. In this video, we are going to cover the topic on franchising. Let's start with the introduction. Franchising has two entities. First, franchisor. A franchisor gives the franchisee the permission to use its trademark or trade name along with some pre-established business systems and processes. Whereas a franchisee then has to produce and market a good or service which fulfills a specified standard set by the franchisor. This mutual agreement between the two parties is called franchising. Moving further, in exchange for the setup provided, the franchisee commonly pays a one-time franchise fee along with a certain percentage of sales revenue as royalty to the franchisor. Franchising accounts for most retail sales as it is very commonly found type of distribution in services. Compared to expansion through chain stores or corporate-owned outlets, use of this franchise system is a different option for business growth strategy. The franchisor minimizes its capital investment and liability risk by adopting this strategy for business growth. The International Franchise Association records show that approximately 44% of total businesses in the United States are franchise worked. Moving further, the involvement of fees and contract agreement. A franchise can be of three types. First, exclusive. Second, sole and exclusive. And third, non-exclusive. Moving further, important payments to a franchisor are made in three parts as follows by a franchisee. First, a royalty for the trademark. Second, reimbursement for the advisory services and training provided. And third, a percentage of sales from the particular unit of the business. Moving further, tenure. Typically, a franchise would stand for a limited period of time, requiring frequent renewal that are broken down into shorter periods. One franchisee may manage several locations as every franchise serves a location-specific geographical area. While agreements can last from anywhere between 5 to 30 years, a premature termination of most contracts have serious consequences for the franchisees. Now moving further to the benefits of franchising, both the parties get benefits. Let's look at the franchisor first. First, wider distribution of the brand which results in increase in revenue for the franchisor, larger share in the market, brand recognition increases, and finally, the franchisor gains economies of operation. The second benefit to the franchisor is the knowledge of the local market. Franchisees are well connected in their local market. Outside organizations having insufficient knowledge of local trading conditions benefit well from knowledge of local franchisees. And finally, the aspect of risk sharing. Franchisees contribute their own capital, making them equal risk bearers. This gives franchisors freedom to invest in core service production facilities. Now moving on to the benefits of franchising to the franchisee. First, obtaining an established business. Inheriting an established business, having a strong and reliable image and track record. Second, reduction of risk for the franchisee. Reducing the risk of launching a new business with minimized advertising and marketing expenditure. For instance, if McDonald's goes to a new country altogether, the local franchisee doesn't have to spend a lot of money in getting brand recognition in that market. And the final benefit to the franchisee is training. Franchisees receive training and benefit from the counsel of an experienced business mind, in this case, the established franchisor. They also receive advice on local promotion of business. Now, moving on to the functions and responsibilities in franchising. First, site selection. The franchisor here supervises the process because the franchisor's only concern is the image of the location of the new outlet. Whereas a franchisee in this case will select the site and obtain approval. The franchisee here has better knowledge about the respective areas. Next, store design. The franchisor provides a prototype design to maintain a unified look and feel of all franchisees. That's the reason McDonald's in most of the countries around the world have the same look and feel. The franchisee in this case bears the cost to procure the equipment. Third, selection of employees. The franchisor will only train the employees to promote the signifying culture and mannerisms of the brand. Whereas in this case, the franchisee will hire, supervise and pay the employees. Moving further, in the case of products offered, the franchisor decides the product to be sold. The franchisee, on the other hand, needs approval to change any product offering. This is a common practice across food-based franchises in India and across the world. Franchisees, being aware of the local taste, guide international franchisors such as McDonald's, Pizza Hut and Subway to have veg-based offerings in their menu customized for the Indian audience. Next, pricing of products. Franchisor controls the pricing. They will recommend and set the price. The franchisee, on the other hand, follows the pricing agreed on. This is to maintain uniformity in prices across different franchisees, and it also helps in maintaining the image of the brand. And finally, the aspect of advertising. The franchisor will determine the ad campaign at the national level whereas a franchisee will add local flavor to the ad campaign. Now let's look at some examples, starting with McDonald's. A very good example would be McDonald's and its franchises. They serve a locally relevant menu of exceptional quality food and beverages in a staggering 119 countries. The business model and efforts of McDonald's restaurants have made it a household name all over the world. At the end of 2019, out of roughly 38,500 restaurants across the world, roughly 36,000 were franchised. That is, a mammoth-sized share of 93% of total McDonald's restaurants. Moving on to the franchise system of McDonald's in India. In India, McDonald's doesn't directly offer the franchise of its company. Two people, Amit Jatia and Vikram Bakshi, have been given licensing authority to sell franchises of McDonald's in India. Amit Jatia, the vice chairman of Hardcastle Restaurants Private Limited, overlooks the western and southern part of India. Whereas Vikram Bakshi, the leading man of Connaught Plaza Restaurants, has a responsibility to look after the franchise sales of north and eastern parts of India. Please note, there has been some legal struggle between Vikram Bakshi and McDonald's. Moving further to the example of Subway. A franchisee has to meet some basic and pretty straightforward requirements to open a new Subway franchise anywhere in India. With an initial franchise fee of INR 6.5 lakhs, the capital needed to invest can range anywhere from INR 60 lakhs to INR 1.1 crore. In the form of royalties and advertising, any single Subway franchisee pays 12.5% every week from the gross sales after deducting the sales tax. From this 12.5% per week, X percentage of amount goes towards franchise royalties, while the remaining 4.5% goes towards advertising. Now moving on to the example of KFC. KFC, or Kentucky Fried Chicken, is the second largest fast food restaurant chain with locations all around the globe. If one wishes to open a KFC franchise, all they need is a total investment of $1.3 million, out of which $45,000 go towards the franchise fee and $750,000 go towards cash investment, while the net worth of the franchise should be around $1.5 million. KFC demands a royalty fee of 5% of the total gross revenues. Another 5% of gross revenues goes towards the advertising fee. Now moving on, these are the top 20 franchises of 2020. Number 1 to the list is McDonald's, followed by KFC, Marriott International for their hotel franchises. Moving on all the way to the number 9, Circle K, which is a convenience store franchise. From ranking 11 to 20, we have brands such as Taco Bell, Hilton Hotels, Baskin-Robbins, 7-Eleven convenience store, Wendy's, and finally Kumon, a Japanese brand for child education franchises. So that's it, folks. This brings an end to the topic on franchising. These are some of the sources and links referred to for the content in the video. If you have liked the video, do subscribe to our channel. If you want to view these videos in an organized manner, you can visit freecourses.net, where all our videos are arranged in the form of courses. Thank you and see you in the next video.